Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo here. I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for stopping by. And today we're going to be talking about a new mod for Mount & Blade Warband called Persistent Kingdoms. Now, if you are a big fan of Mount & Blade, you probably have already played the mod or have heard of the mod. It's been out for a couple weeks now. But basically, it's a sequel or an updated version of Persistent Worlds, because Persistent Worlds is a little outdated. They didn't update it. It's pretty much dead at this point. Persistent Kingdoms is just a new team taking over and improving it by a lot. Not a little bit, by a lot. So I'm really excited to go over, talk about what they added to the mod and what to expect from the mod. Now, if you've already played the mod, maybe you know everything about Persistent Kingdoms. Don't go away just yet, because I have some very exciting news that I'm going to share in this video about what Call to Arms plans to do with Persistent Kingdoms and what to expect in the near future with Call to Arms. Because currently Call to Arms, let me just talk about this. This is so cool. Right now, Call to Arms is mostly focusing around Persistent World, which is the older, outdated mod. Again, the reason we haven't changed over is because it actually takes a lot of effort to set up the new servers and make sure the scripts are running. And we just set up Persistent World, and we've been planning to do Persistent World for months, and we just got it working. So it was kind of like, oh, a new mod's coming out. Like, as soon as we set this Persistent World server up, the new mod was coming out, so everybody was like, oh, you need to do Persistent Kingdoms. This is old news. Well, we just set it up. We're kind of learning the ropes. It's a really good starting position right now. And I just got to say, guys, I want to give you guys a big thank you for the support of the videos of Persistent World. Everybody is crazy about them. They want to see them, like, nonstop. People are like, when's the next Persistent World video coming out? I got to see it. It's so good. And I am so thankful for that, because it's so much fun. The cool thing about Persistent World, or the videos about Persistent World, is that the videos are almost like community made. You know what I mean? It's just so cool to see that there's hundreds of players in these videos, and they're working together, and everybody's having a good time. We've got established kingdoms, and people are doing what they can to contribute to the kingdom, to fight for the kingdom, to be a doctor and to heal the soldiers, and just every small role to keep the kingdom, victorious, to make them victorious in wars to come. And it's really fun to just role play and to really talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, because, recording Total War battles are fun and all, but after a while, it's a very lonely thing. I'm a bit of a social butterfly, and when you do Total War battle replays, you don't really talk to anyone. I mean, yes, I'm talking to you guys through the video, but it's really cool to be able to interact with my subs and people from all around the world, and we create something really unique and really special here. I think I haven't really checked, but I think our Persistent World videos are really something unique, and not something people are doing on YouTube. Obviously people make Persistent World videos, but the fact that we have our own community, which of course is Call to Arms, the fact that we have all these great admins working hard, they're so good at what they do, keeping everybody in check, making sure there's no trolls. We set up these really cool scenarios, we role play like crazy, and we create some really interesting stuff, guys. And I'm just so happy. Like, it's been so much fun playing the events. It's been so much fun editing the videos and really getting into it. And I'm excited for the next Persistent World video, which should be out tomorrow. So I'm pumped, guys. I really am. Again, thank you so much for being a part of Call to Arms, being a part of the Persistent World server, and just really getting into it. And I promise you guys, expect more cringy gameplay. And I'm only going to improve on the editing. I want to add music. I want to add, cinematic shots, stuff like that, to make it really interesting and really unique. And then we've got Bannerlord coming out whenever that is. But it's, they're working on Bannerlord, and I think my channel's in a pretty good position for that. You know, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna shift over to a Mountain Blade channel, but if these persistent world videos continue to do so well, they're getting about 50 to 60,000 views, which is crazy. If they continue to do this well, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be a Mountain Blade channel because this is too much fun, and I really want to start pumping out more videos per week. You know, to really just start producing more of these videos because they're so much fun to be a part of and to fight and have, you know, the normal call to arms events were just about, you know, random battles that didn't really have any weight or meaning. We were just, you know, trying to beat each other. But now we've got a storyline. Now we've got, you know, we're fighting for different purposes and reasons. There's consequences for wars, and we're fighting for, you know, whether to tax these people or to fight against the tax. It's just really cool and really exciting. And Mountain Blade, you know, I think they're a great company. They're taking a long time to make this game, but that's okay. I don't want to rush it like some other companies do. But yeah, I'm super excited for the future of Mountain Blade and the future of Persistent Kingdoms. So let's go ahead and move on to talking about Persistent Kingdoms. A lot of the footage I have here is actually from the dev team. So I have a link to all the videos that I show in this video down below. So this is not my footage. Just want to make that clear. This is from the Persistent Kingdoms website, just these videos showing off the cool new stuff that you can do in this updated mod. So let's go ahead and get started here. The first thing we're going to talk about is new armors and weapons. And a lot of the updates are very roleplay focused. Like, a lot of stuff isn't necessarily there's a gameplay mechanic behind it, which I think is fine. In fact, the more roleplay, you know, stuff added to the mod, the better, because we love to roleplay. That's what it makes it, you know, makes it so fun. But we've got, okay, so new armors and weapons. We've got 55 new body pieces added, 40 new helmets added, we have 8 new gloves added, 14 new boots added, 4 new horses added, and 25 new weapons added. So that's going to be really cool to see all this new gear that people are wearing. And the more they add to it, the less it feels like vanilla and more like a medieval world, because, you know, the vanilla armor you're just so used to, you've seen it all the time, and it's just really cool to see a more medieval, like later period medieval armor and stuff like that. That's going to be really cool to see that. I can't wait to see my knights decked out in their armor. So the next thing is there's new scene props. Again, this is more for like the roleplay aspects, but new teleport doors have been added to enable people to teleport through them with horses. Now, I don't know if they mean like the gates, because oftentimes there's a key issue where you can't get through the gate because you don't have a key. So I wonder if this teleport thing will make it easier so you don't have to open up the gate, and sometimes people leave it open and then the enemy gets in. I don't know necessarily what exactly the teleport stuff is. There's 55 new scene props, 2 new wall and tower types, skeletons, different ores, wooden palisades, and other smaller and bigger props. So there's just like, when you walk around in this world, it's gonna feel completely different. It's gonna feel, you know, just like it's a different game. It's still gonna feel like Mountain Blade, but if it's like a Mountain Blade 1.5, you know, or something like, you know, not a completely new game, but it's something fresh. There's dedicated arrow and bolt holder. That's awesome. New civilian and war carts added, and there's 50 new tree and bushes added. Who would have thought I'd be so excited for new trees and bushes? But again, guys, that all adds up to the immersion, to the roleplay stuff, which is going to be really cool to see that. So quality of life improvements. You can pull yourself Lord if the faction is empty. You don't have to rely on other people to vote for you to be the Lord. There's an outlaw faction chat added, which is great. Lords can now assign marshals that can help manage the faction. That is huge, guys. The biggest problem about Persistent World is that when I'm Lord, you know, people are always asking for things, and it's like, I just want to be king. I feel more like the marshal rather than the king doing all this dirty work, doing all the, you know, the micromanage, which is a little tedious. So it would be awesome to have marshals that can help manage, give out keys, make sure people have money, stuff like that. There's a castle flag capture animation. This doesn't seem like a lot, but this is actually huge because 1, it looks cooler. 2, it prevents people from ninja capping as easily. So actually seeing the flag be able to, as someone's capturing, go down, that's huge, because when it's near the bottom, you got to rush for that flag and defend it. So I think that's huge. Faction members now receive messages when getting keys, announcers, and being kicked, outlawed from the faction. So you now get a message, so there's no confusion on what the heck's going on. There's a drop all button that drops all of your money. I suppose that's pretty important. Fast inventory transfer. This is pretty cool. You can quickly transfer your inventory, which you can see in this video right here. Show pouch to nearby players option. There's an easy show pouch system. There's a lockpick check, chest notification, and adjusted classes. So I don't know what adjusted classes necessarily means. A lot of this stuff, I mean, I'm still new to persistent worlds, so some of this stuff is a little like I don't understand 100% what they mean by that. They might have new classes, which actually they do have new classes added to. So you know how there's like serf and knight and men at arms, and I think that's the same thing, and sergeant and doctor. They added some more. I don't know exactly what the new classes are, but I know there's a lot more options. So there's graphical improvements as well. 50 new banners added, 20 new skyboxes added, new terrain borders, or new terrain borders have been added to improve the immersion and make the maps feel much larger. I think that's really cool because there is a problem with the maps feeling pretty small. Existing textures have been replaced to improve the overall look of the game. So like I said, very immersive. It's going to be really refreshing to see that. There's a ton new roleplay aspects. This is what I'm super excited about because I love my roleplay. Music system has been added, so you can play playable flute, lyre, or horn, which I think is gonna be sick. The horn maybe for like battles, the lyre just for playing on the side of the street. Like we can have a musician guy. It really, like, you can do anything, and like I'd love that. Like, little things that doesn't necessarily add anything to the mechanics of the game, but it helps the immersion, which I think is be really cool. And here's a little audio clip of the music. So now they added an open and closed helmet feature, supports for 6, so you can do it with 6 helmets. That's gonna be really cool. Whenever like I address the army, I can pull up the face mask and pull it back down when we're about to charge in. I think that's cool. There's a dog model, so there's dogs. That's cool. There's 2 sitting animations. They added sitting where you can sit on the chair. It says on chairs and anywhere. You can sit literally anywhere on the map. That's going to be fun. Walking animation added. Again, that's a very roleplay immersion thing because you don't need to walk really during battle. You're just always running. So you can now walk around your kingdom instead of always looking like you're in a rush to get somewhere. And then there's 10 new roleplay animations. I don't know exactly what the animations are, but I think it's like clapping and cheering and saluting and stuff like that. Okay, so server and admin features, they added a ton. I'm not going to go into them because it's not really that important to the player. Now, if you're running your own server, you might want to look at the new admin features. But again, I want to focus on like how this affects you and what you can do. Next, we got implemented log system. Again, that's not super important for you guys. Basically, they made it so there's a log system where you don't need server scripts. So that's going to be really convenient. So up next, we have bug and fixes. Nothing too major here. The biggest thing that I thought was pretty cool is that when you're Lord in PW, you lose all the data on keys and announcers. Well, once you assign people keys in this updated mod, it stays that way. You don't have to keep giving them keys every time you log in, which is going to be really convenient. And yeah, that's pretty much the major improvements of Persistent Kingdoms. Again, I just went through their list. They actually have a website down below, so if you want to see what I'm talking about, you can check it out. But yeah, they added some really cool features. I'm really excited about it, and they're going to continue to update it, which is the most exciting part. And I think it's going to be good fun. So now what I want to talk about is what we plan to do with Persistent Kingdoms and Call to Arms. So we've got some exciting stuff. Cardboard has been hard at work, and I want to give a big shout out to Cardboard for putting in so much effort for this. I mean, honestly, guys, a lot of this is only possible because of Cardboard. So you guys should be thanking him all the time because, you know, managing a YouTube and streaming on Facebook, it's hard to keep up with this stuff, and he makes it so much easier, and he makes these videos possible. So Cardboard, thank you, man, and all the other admins who have been working hard. So here is a map. He's working on a custom map just for us, just for Call to Arms. And it's right here. You can see how cool it looks. And he did a great job of putting these castles right on the edge of the map to make it really feel big. And it definitely does look like it feels bigger compared to the current map we're playing on. So you can see, I don't remember everything because he told me about all the cool new stuff on the map a while ago. So I'll do my best showing off the different parts of this map. But you can see that there's multiple castles scattered around the lands. There's actually 2 different biomes as well. You got the kind of like the green fields here, and then you have a bit of a desert biome in the corner over here, which looks really cool. And there is a castle in there. There's also an improved arena, which looks great. Much better than the current arena that we're playing with. So we'll definitely have some tournaments there, which I'm super excited about. The mercenary faction will no longer be in a castle, which I think is genius role-playing wise. Like, why do mercenaries have their own castle? Instead, they're going to be right here, kind of in the top here. It's just like a wooden fort. And that is where they will call home. And that's where you can go to recruit mercenaries. I think that's really great immersion-wise. I think that's fantastic. Another cool thing about this map is that there's this little island to the south. That's actually a church down there, and I was saying it'd be cool if that was like neutral territory, and that's where we go to do diplomacy, and we discuss with the other kingdom or other kings that are on the land. There's also a tree orchard there, which is, I think, a new like there's new farms, like crops, and it's all cosmetic and stuff, I'm pretty sure, but it looks really great. So yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to be in this map. Another great thing is that there's a jousting area where we could have jousting tournaments as well, which looks so cool. So we can have nightly tournaments, guys. It's gonna be amazing. When I mean nightly, I mean KNIGTH, not, you know, night, at night. There's also a castle that's like got water surrounding it. It looks really cool. The river going down the center. So I'm super excited for this map. And there's a lot more I didn't cover over here. So our plan initially, or our plan is not initially, but our plan is to get this ready as soon as possible, and then we're gonna move over from PW to PK, or Persistent Kingdoms, and we're gonna make it so resources are harder to get, harder to mine for, just because we don't want people mining and then getting tons of money in a matter of hours. We really want this to be a gradual thing. We really want money hard to get. That way, you know, when you pay off people or you fight for money, it's going to be totally worth it. So that's one of our plans. Make it more, you know, longer lasting, essentially, and you know, if we feel like it's starting to get too boring, then we'll change it up. We'll start fresh, or we'll make it even harder to get money, which I'm totally fine with, because it makes us work harder as a kingdom. And we're also gonna have a bit more role playing in our servers, where everybody starts off as a peasant, and people can kind of work through the ranks to like peasant to sergeant to like knight to lord, stuff like that. Just for the very persistent, no pun intended, not really pun, but you know what I mean, the very persistent players, the players who are always on, giving it their all, they will surely move up in the ranks much quicker. So again, guys, that's basically all I have for for this video, just kind of talking about this new mod. Really excited about it, really excited to see how you guys react. And just again, guys, thank you so much for the support. I also, this is a little surprise spoiler, I'm gonna probably make another video for this, but I've been playing a lot of Conan Exiles. I've been streaming it on Facebook. You can find my Facebook link down below. I'm actually gonna, I'm in the works of getting my own private server for that. And we're also going to do Call to Arms in Conan Exiles, which is really cool because you get to build your own bases. So if you never heard of Conan Exiles, it's a survival, like an RPG survival game, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to be a part of that and kind of raid other people's kingdoms and stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'll have more info about that later. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight of what to expect from Call to Arms and Persistent Kingdoms. We got exciting stuff on the way. And thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you next time.